Hi guys, I'm going to show you how I personally install the rail saver on my SUP boards. This is the way I've been doing it already for some years and I've been having good results with it, so I plan to stick with it. Of course, I know there are different ways to do it, but this time I want to show you the way I've been doing it. Some considerations before I show you how to do it. It's important, this is also a very important thing for the final result of the installation of this rail saver. The quality of the rail saver, it's extremely important for the final result. So make sure when you buy a good brand, because I experienced in the past buying some cheaper rail savers that normally were thinner, and also they easily get bubbles once you start installing them. So I noticed that with a better quality rail saver, I personally use RS Pro rail savers, and the difference in the final result is just huge. Much less possibilities of or probabilities to get bubbles. It sticks and stays for a very long time. I experienced with other cheaper rail savers that after a while and with the effect of the sun, it starts breaking down a little bit, and even when you're installing it, it easily gets some bubbles inside. So that's my tip about the quality of the rail savers. Make sure you choose a good brand for rail saver. You will have to spend a little bit more, but we're talking about a couple of dollars or euros, but it really makes the difference in the final result. Also, if you want to sell the board later on, if it comes with a good quality rail saver, it adds value to your board. So yeah, so let's go and let's move to the video of the installation. I hope you guys like it.
Okay guys, to start I found a piece of rubber flooring and I'm gonna use it to support my board while I install the rail saver. Something soft will do, and something clean will do the job. So first of all, it's important that if your board is brand new like this one, I never brought it to the water, you just clean it with some soft paper. If the board you're going to install the rail saver on has been to the water already, make sure you clean it with fresh water to make sure there is no dust, nothing that can affect the final result of the installation of this rail saver. Okay, here is my rail saver from RS Pro. It comes packed like that. So inside there is two pieces, each one for one side of the rail. Let's unpack this piece. Okay, a sticker comes with a sticker. In this case, I'm going to use the Extreme Rail Saver Pro, which is designed for subsurf boards up to 8 feet. The rail saver always comes like this, completely rolled like that. So it's important that you try to make it flat before you start installing it. Very easy to do. I just roll it the opposite way, or the other way around, like this. And I pull it now. Like this. And it should be almost flat. You have to do it a couple more times, especially at the tips. You need to do it maybe 2-3 times, and you should have a good final result here to make this rail saver completely flat. You see only here on the left tip. I need to do it one more time. And now you see it's pretty much flat. Okay, so next step will be to decide where the rail saver will start and where it will finish. I like to start as much closer to the nose as possible. because you know most of the paddle hits, they happen closer to the nose more than closer to the tail. So I start as closer as possible. Of course, the rail saver is quite wide, so you cannot go until the tip of the board, but just be reasonable here. Start as closer as possible to the nose. Okay, then I measure and I find the point where it's closer to the tail. At this point, I mark it with a little bit of electric tape, and that will be my starting point to attach the rail saver to the board. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to place the board in between my legs. I'm going to hold it with my legs to give me some stability. If you're applying the rail saver on a board longer than, I would say, 9 foot, then I really recommend you to ask help for a friend to hold the tail or hold the nose of the board. That will definitely make it more stable, and it's going to be much easier for you to apply the rail saver. We will start here at the tip, and guys, I'm going to only apply pressure in the center, in the middle of the rail saver, leaving the edges of the rail saver not glued to the board, leaving them. We will do that later. Okay, you just want to make sure you press it in the middle of the rail saver slowly. You don't need to rush it. You start pulling and you start pressing with your thumb down and making sure there is no air bubbles. You have to do it slowly, otherwise you're probably gonna make mistakes here. So the hand that is closer to you is pulling the paper, and at the same time is giving the direction you want the rail saver to go. So you can adjust the direction with that hand closer to you, and be careful because you just want that rail saver to be aligned with the rail. So once the rail starts falling down, that's where you want the rail saver to be close to. Okay, because if it goes lower than that, the paddle is not going to touch it anyway. So you just want it like the edge, you just want it just as the rail falls to the side. That's, you want to follow that line where the rail starts turning in. So now that we are getting closer to the nose of the board, this is where you have to use that hand that is closer to your body to adjust the position of the rail saver. And yeah, it's the most tricky part because of the curve of the rocker. You really have to turn it slowly and adjust it properly. So take your time during this part because a mistake here can really affect the final result. Okay, so now it's time to get to the back of the board again and start gluing the edges. I use both thumbs and I just do like sort of a diagonal movement with my thumbs, always of course parallel to the rails. As you see, this is diagonal movement, making sure there is no air bubbles behind. Okay, mistake here. It's not gonna be good at this moment. So make sure you do it slowly, always from the back of the board to the front of the board. Never on the opposite side, okay? Always from the back to the front and from the middle towards the edges. And that's pretty much it. I like to go with my hand, with the inside of my hand, through the rail from the back to the front of the board 1 or 2 times, just to make sure everything was done properly. And this is the final results. As you can see, there's no air bubbles. It's just perfectly glued to the board. Now obviously I will turn the board around and I will do the other side exactly the same way I did this first side.